John, what were you scarfing?
A pork bulgogi bowl.
Oh, I like bulgogi. That's good. And that's a good place to say welcome back to Black Blades. For episode 4 of the campaign, we are back. When last we left our party, they just opened a strange iron sarcophagus on the deck of their ship, the Lizard's Claw, in the ports. And yeah, they decided to just go straight up to it and open it, even though a cold vapor was emanating from the bottom. Coraline detected magic on it and saw that, in fact, there is something magical in it. Surprise, surprise. And the party have opened it up to reveal the form of a white wormling soaring out of the box and towering over Oz. And they've all rolled initiative, and therefore I think that we should just jump straight into it and start with combat. Of course. Oh, one thing to say before we do. We're now available on Spotify. There you go. Spotify gang. But yeah, so we're going to be jumping straight into it with the party facing down this white wormling on the deck of their ship. And seeing as it surprised Oz, I think it's fair to say, it will be getting...
Oh my god!
There you go, see, that justifies my surprise. It gets to take a surprise round action, and so, Oz, as you see this form just seem to effortlessly sweep out of the chest as soon as you open the lid, it is going to tower over you, flapping its wings in the air, and you see this vapor coalesce inside of its mouth. And I would like...
No, please. No, please.
No, vapor coalescing in its mouth. No thanks.
I would like all 4 of you to make
I
me a Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
I rolled really well.
I had a feeling that might happen.
There was a
Dragon?
suspicion. Hold on, right.
I got a 17.
Okay,
Got
that
18.
passes, that passes.
I rolled a 21.
That certainly passes.
I rolled a
Oh.
10.
Yeah, you did.
That fails.
Oh.
So, all of you except Coraline, you take 12 points of cold damage as you just managed to turn away from this bracing icy blast. However, Coraline, you take 24 points of cold damage as, unfortunately, your plate armor slows you down enough that you can't quite get out of the way, and you take the full brunt of it.
I would just like to say, if I didn't dodge that, I'd be down.
I think all of you would be except
Yeah, I would-
Coraline,
I-
actually.
Yeah,
I
I think I'm
would
the only
be,
one who could
yeah.
actually probably take the hit.
After this towering silver form just crashes onto the deck of the ship, and you see now that it was probably about 6 feet tall when raised up in the air, but now it appears to be... It doesn't stand any higher than any of you now it's on its legs, but it whips round its head and roars at you, and seems to be readying something else. Derek, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna go on this side of Oz
All right.
and grab my rapier and try to swing. And because he's next to me, I get sneak attack bonus if I hit.
All right. Swing away.
Yeah, damn it! I rolled a 9.
Well, that certainly doesn't hit, I'm afraid. You do make contact with this creature, but your rapier just almost deflects off one of its hardened scales.
I'm gonna use a bonus action to disengage and stand back a little.
All right, no honor amongst thieves.
You got
Adrastus,
her.
is that the end of your turn?
That is it for me. Yeah.
Adrastus, you're up.
Okay, I think he's not going to say anything. He's just going to be like, what the hell is that? And turn into a direwolf. So I'll just do that.
Come on, you can't turn into a dragon.
I wish. That would help a lot.
would
and
help.
Then I am going to... Is this path here, like around the side? Are the cannons directly in the way?
No. They're all pushed up to the gun ports. You can consider that movable terrain, except the very edge of the ship, I'll say.
Yeah. I can't, so I'm going to basically just move along here and then go behind it.
Sure.
That's okay?
Absolutely.
So I'll just do that. Oh, need to actually grab my thing. And then I'm going to try and bite its heels.
All right, so
Sure.
you sprint around to the hind legs of this thing and take a snap at it. Make
Yep.
your attack.
So that is 17 to hit.
That hits. Yeah, you managed to sink your teeth in. You can feel it breaking these icy scales on this creature's ankle.
Okay. And it's a roll 20. It says if you're a creature, you have to pass the DC 13 strength check or be knocked prone.
Does that work on creatures larger than you?
It just says if a creature. It doesn't have an actual. Yeah, it doesn't actually have a set large category. I checked earlier on.
Sure thing. You knock over that to Rask. All right, let's.
Obviously.
Okay, it rolls a 21, so I think it's okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
So
it does not
2d6.
knock prone.
Oh, and that is for 7 points of damage.
All right. So you just sink your teeth and you feel its scales crack under them as some dark blue viscous liquid seems to be seeping out, which is icy cold in your mouth. All right. Oz, you're up.
All right. Well, at the start of my turn, I'll just yell out, "No! I don't want to die! No!"
Solid strategy.
So late for that.
First I'm gonna cast magic missile at level 2. So that's 4 darts, and they all automatically hit, and they do. Let's see, 2 damage, so 4, and then 5. So that's 11 total damage.
Wow,
for me,
okay,
actually.
so your darts slam into this creature and it kind of reels away a little bit towards the cannon and just roars looking up at you. But you can see that you've definitely made an impact on it then. It seems to lose a little bit of confidence.
Okay. Well, I'm going to then use my tempestuous magic, which I get from being a storm sorcerer, to fly 10 feet without provoking an attack of opportunity, and then use the rest of my movement to fuck off.
All right, amazing. Okay, so Oz has proven his strategic genius once again. So now Ollie sort of wheels around on the spot and looks at this dragon and goes, "Fucking hell, dragon in a box." And he's going to run right up to the railing of the mid-level deck. And he's going to whip out his hand crossbow and take a shot, which disastrously careens wide, and you see it just plop into the waters of the port. He goes, "Oh, well, it's a good test, I guess." And it is the turn of our draconic friend. So this wormling whipping round towards you, Adrastus, is now we're in the normal round of combat. That's why I guess before you, Coraline, in case you're wondering. It whips around towards Adrastus, and it is just going to attempt to snap back at you.
Yep.
Which is a 21 to hit.
That'll do it.
That will do it, and it hits for 5 points of piercing damage,
Okay.
as well as 4 points of cold damage. So you feel its icy fangs bite in, and it's almost like the skin and the flesh where its teeth sink into you just begin to crystallize with the cold. And that is going to end its turn. Coraline, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to move up. Can I move up right by Adrastus here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, right
yeah.
Kind of like I know. Like I just want to be like kind of beside him.
Yeah,
kinda.
You can, there's plenty of space around this thing. You can totally make it.
So with my bonus action, I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on Adrastus.
Can you read me what that does?
Shimmering field appears and surrounds a creature of your choice within range against a 2 bonus AC for the duration.
Okay, nice.
So you get 2 + 2 AC for a while, I think. 10 minutes, so a while.
Thank you.
Please put a while down.
And I'm going to use my action, and I'm going to lay on hands on myself, and I'm going to heal myself the whole 9 yards.
Okay, so how much are you healing? 15.
Actually, no, wait. Yeah, 15, might as well.
Oh, my cat was eating an elastic band, so I'm just checking. All right. Okay,
Yeah, I'm gonna
so...
heal myself the full 15.
Okay, is that it?
That's my turn.
All right, Derek, you're up.
I really should not mute myself. I am. Let's see if I can actually make it here. I can. So I'm going to run up next to Coraline and take a nice healthy stab at the giant dragon.
Okay, you do it.
Sweet. I actually rolled pretty well. 16.
That does hit, yes.
Yes.
You just managed to find purchase with your rapier.
Thank God. All right. So that's sneak attack bonus as well, since I'm next to Coraline.
Nice.
Yeah. So 11 and 3, and 3 makes 12, 17 damage.
Wow. Okay, yeah, you managed to sink your rapier. It must be 6 or 7 inches deep into this creature's back, and it lets out a roar of pain. How much was the total damage on that? Did you say?
It was 17.
17,
It was 6 piercing and then 11 sneak attack.
Yeah, you managed to get under one of its layers of scales and just slide the rapier in almost effortlessly, and this thing screams in pain, and you just pull the blade back as it starts thrashing around. But it is still alive, if not bleeding profusely.
I say, let's do it, guys. We're real close. And then I'll use my bonus action to disengage 10 feet away.
Let's do it, guys.
Let's do it!
Gotta love being a rogue. That's all I gotta say.
All right, Adrastus, your turn.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna snarl and attack. Like 17 again.
Okay, that hits.
Yep. And That is template 13 points of damage.
All right, nice. Yeah, you actually you find purchase on its neck with your teeth as it's biting you, and you manage to just tear through its neck, and blood comes gushing out, and it seems as though the creature slumps lifelessly to the deck.
We did it! We did it!
I'm not letting go of this thing's neck until like
it is
someone
very
else prods it.
Yeah, like the tremors slowly cease as this icy cold liquid seeps out onto the deck, and it seems to be still. It seems certainly as though it is dead.
I'm sitting there shaking because I'm so cold. I'm like, is it dead?
I think I'm still just like holding on, like looking at Coraline, like.
And as you're doing that, the dragon's form begins to shimmer a little bit and seems to be breaking down almost as the mists swirl around its dead body. Slowly it breaks. Good idea. Slowly it breaks back into this vapor that rolls gently over the deck of the ship slowly until it all seeps towards a central point where the dragon was laying, and from what you can tell seems to be absorbed into this small sliver of white crystal. Until eventually the whole mist dissipates and all that's left is a faintly glowing crystal on the deck of the ship, beside this giant iron box.
Well, maybe we can put that one in your chest, Adrastus. Chest dragon gem.
Can I go pick up the gem?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, I grabbed the gem.
So you take it up, and it's still slightly cool from all of the mists running into it, but it appears to be a sort of milky, semi-translucent gem. No, it's really small, this thing. It's a thin sliver, no longer than, you know, half a finger, really. It's no wider than one either. This thing is very, very small and subtle, but you can see within a faint light flickering that slowly begins to fade until it's almost impossible to detect.
I look over at Ollie and I look at him kind of like, what the hell? Like, is this, like, what happened?
He strides down the ship towards you and looks towards you and goes, "Well, looks like you found yourself a nice little chest gem as well, eh, Adrastus?"
I think I'll turn back into a human. And I think I'll reach out for the gem and just be like, let's just see what happens.
I can't believe you're actually saying... Alright, never mind. Just do what you're gonna do.
Well, I mean, I'm here with the gem, aren't I? I can't fix it.
Adrastus is evolving. Alright, so you're taking the gem off of Coraline.
Yeah. With kind of my eyes closed, just like...
Alright, you hold it in your hand, and it's, so yeah, it's just a cool sliver sitting in the palm of your hand, but... Are you gonna take a closer look at it? You eyes closed, hope nothing happens.
Well, given that there's not a gem now sprouting out of my nipple, I'm probably just actually going to have a look at it now.
Alright, you take a look at it, and you immediately do recognize it because of your obsession over the past few days. You immediately recognize it as akin to the one that's lodged in your chest, but this is... I mean, without even accounting for depth, this thing is a 20th of the surface size of the one in your chest. This appears to almost be like a small fragment of what you carry.
Okay. Can I try and like touch the little gem to my chest gem?
Yeah, absolutely.
Does that, yeah?
No, across the streams!
Make me a constitution net. There's a small clink as the two gems collide, and that's about it. Nothing happens except a wave of relief over your body as nothing happens.
Yeah, exactly. Whew. Okay. Who wants this?
Things turning into gems. What the hell is going on?
It's not stuck in me, so I don't really care. Who wants it?
I'll take it.
Well, I mean, it seems that I would guess the dragon was inside. Well, it wasn't a dragon, was it? It was a bit too small to be a real dragon, but it seems that it was inside that. Is that such a thing possible?
Homer said to me that I'm potentially linked to the lady, hence why occasionally you can see the glow. It could be that whoever or whatever has controlled this creature or put it in the box is linked to it. At least that would be my best guess.
This is... I don't even know what's going on.
I'm kind of with Oz on this. I didn't even know dragons could fit inside gems.
Ollie at this point looks up and goes, "I didn't know dragons could fit inside boxes, mate." He's only a small one, though. I've seen these before. Not fully grown, thankfully. Which makes me wonder why'd they put it here.
Can I go back over to the box?
Yeah, of course.
Can I take a look? Is there anything else in the box?
Yeah, of course. There is a bundle, actually, at the... Well, just one of the corners of the box, the back right. You can see that it's like a small, indiscriminate sort of burgundy silk wrap at the moment. It's hard to tell what's inside, but this thing looks to be about the length of your forearm, perhaps a little bit more. And there appears to be a small folded up note placed on top.
Oh god, here we go. I grabbed those two things, I guess.
All right, a silver wormling. What are you going to do? So you're now holding this bundle. As soon as you pick the bundle up, it is heavy. There's something heavy inside of this. It's now about an oblong, yeah, like I would say probably about just under the length of your arm, and it weighs a lot, but you can pick it up with relative ease because of your martial strength.
I'll pick it up and then, like, can I, like, look at the note first?
Yeah, sure. The note simply says, in case of emergency. That's all it says.
Okay, so can I open the bundle?
Yeah, sure. So you unwrap this silk bundle, and inside is this dark metallic warhammer that you're holding, and this thing is very simply but very beautifully made. It's pristine, although it shows signs of usage, with some slight nicks and some wear and tear around the head of the hammer, but with a sort of like an axe blade on one side and a hammer on the other. This thing was obviously crafted by a master forger. It was this thing looks very expensive from what you can tell initially, and it seems to have some sort of language carved into the handle.
Can I read it?
Any of you read Dwarven?
No.
I do! I actually do!
You know Dwarven? There you go. Your time in the academy's paid off. So
I do as well.
There's a runic inscription around the handle, the base of the handle, that simply reads, "The Master Key." It seems to almost be like a stamp of whoever made it, but this weapon is named, it would seem, and it is called the Master Key.
Alright, I guess I'll hang on to it for a while, since I don't know what the heck that means, but...
I mean, presumably the emergency was the dragon.
But I mean, why would somebody put a dragon in a warhammer in a box? Like...
Well, I mean, the box was left by Mortis, wasn't it? So clearly he meant to do us the dirty.
Or it was for transporting to Daloth, and they were going to use it for something over there.
Well, would you like to... Are you still looking at the box, Caroline?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I guess I can look back
after you remove the bundle from inside and reveal this strange warhammer, there is an inscription in the inside lid of the box, actually, that reads G.One Arm Shipping Company.
G. What? Sorry?
G.One Arm Shipping Company. One arm is one word.
Okay.
Could the G stand for Gregor? That's the fellow we've got to meet.
He does work at the shipping yard.
You got a mate sending you dragons? I think he's fond of you.
Or sending Gregor dragons.
Well, yeah, all of that. Now, question is, who the bloody hell put this here?
How powerful do you have to be to do this?
Put a dragon in a box. I think you gotta be more brave than powerful. Honestly, though, that was a young dragon. They can be bent to all sorts of wills. I've dealt with worse, is what I'm trying to say, I guess.
Still, not just anybody can capture a wormling and put it in a box. Like, that's not something that's common, right?
Absolutely not, but I'm trying to do anything I can to steer away from the idea that mentioning Mortis wasn't just them playing with you. That's his sort of things.
Great, just great. Obviously, he deduced from our great subtlety that we might be more than we seem.
But he didn't kill you.
Yeah.
But did he try to right now?
I don't think so, honestly.
What if it was a test? Is he testing us?
I think if he'd wanted to kill us, he could have done it very easily, regardless of where we were.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he could have killed you, Adrastus, but... I'm just kidding.
All right, Oz. All right.
But he does have a point. Like, if Mortis wanted us dead, he wouldn't have just sent a dragon. He probably would have just done it himself. So obviously, either this isn't him, or he's just playing around to be stupid. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it matches up. Does that make sense?
Or again, if he wants us to prove ourselves, and surviving is a test.
I guess.
Yeah, quite. That's my thinking. Well, this raises questions, because is there anything else on the ship?
Oh boy.
Did you see... Oh, you've not been here, sorry.
When I got here, that was already on deck. I didn't see anyone leaving or milling about, though.
Well, we might as well check the ship.
Should we go have a hunt?
All right, I guess we'll do a little scavenger hunt, find some Easter eggs.
Let's do the
Yeah,
Alright.
so I assume we all look around the ship.
Yeah, one of you of your choice can make me an investigation roll with advantage, because you're all looking.
Mine isn't great.
whatever. I'll do it. Sure.
I can't roll.
There's that, yes.
I don't need to roll advantage. I rolled a natural 20.
Wow!
A natural 20.
I got 21, if that matters.
There's
Okay.
claymores on all the doors.
John, without even going inside the ship, up upon the poop deck where there is just some stacks of barrels and crates that were there actually when you took the ship from the original pirate crew, you're not sure, but you have a very strong inkling that a couple of them have moved. And because you got a natural 20, you even get a strange feeling that it's like they've moved enough to let somebody get in the middle of them.
I look at everyone, try to lock eyes with them, and do this. I put my finger over my mouth, everyone quiet down.
That's
And
basically like telling us to yell.
Ollie looks at you with a very cocked eyebrow.
And then I'll kind of beckon everyone to come with me, and I'll head to the poop deck.
All right, so you go up onto the upper. That's the upper deck at the back of the ship, by the way, where the wheel is.
This one here.
Yes.
And I'll be sneaking. Can I stealth while I go up?
Absolutely, yeah. If you would like
I
to
think-
stealth, make me a stealth check.
I will not stealth.
All right. Well, it doesn't really. Anyway, I rolled an 18, but
All right.
clanking
yeah.
armor behind them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they
I'm
can't
just
hear
gonna-
you coming, but they can
Yeah.
certainly hear
I'll stand
Caroline.
back.
Yeah.
I think I'll look at Derek and just be like,
Scott is miming turning into a bear at the moment.
Yes,
by the way.
I
If you're
am,
listening
yeah.
to the podcast, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. Audio
Yeah.
version. But
Yeah.
just like nodding, be like, yeah.
Can I walk over to Ollie and whisper in his ear?
You certainly can.
I will do so. And
All right,
I
he's just
will-
behind you. He seems to be following up behind you. Obviously, Ollie seems pretty well versed in stealth from how he's moving.
Yes, yeah. I'll say there might be someone in these boxes on the poop deck. They've moved since we were
Oh.
last here,
He goes,
and it looks like they might be sitting right in the middle.
we got a stowaway, have we? Well,
Can I just turn into a crag cat? Just,
yeah, of course.
Just get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. So he goes, whoa. I guess we go say hello to our guest.
I agree. And I'll kind of walk up and peer in. Nice cat.
Thank you.
I'll kind of peer in if I can, trying to like kind of hide myself as I'm peering in. Like I'm not trying to be like, huh? I'm just kind of like
Yeah.
I'm trying to look without being seen, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, you peer in. You can't see anything there, but there is a definite gap that has been made. You can see that bags have been picked up and either like stacked to one side or a crate's been shifted, and there is very much so a crawl space in here, but you can't see anyone in it.
I'll quickly move a barrel or move a bag of stuff, trying to like scare whatever is in there.
All right, are you reaching in to like grab a bag of something?
Yeah, I'll try to be like, wah!
Okay, when
He's doing the thing he didn't do it.
John, he's a
Exactly.
great magician.
All right,
You're
so
welcome.
when you whip your hand in to grab a bag quickly, in midair your hand collides with something that
I
feels
figured.
strangely like a human face. And you're
Sorry, was I going to say something?
as you recoil your hand, you see the air in front of you almost begin to shimmer, and slowly a young half-elf in a blue robe fades into vision. You see he's dressed very simply in a light blue, like roughly hewn and dyed robe. It's uneven and very obviously cheaply made, and a rope belt upon which there's just a small pouch and a dagger slotted into it. He goes, oh, and as he realizes he's fading in, he grabs his dagger and brandishes it up towards you. He goes, oh, get away, get away.
What are you doing on our ship, huh? Who is that? Who are you?
I'm no one. You're gonna let me go?
I'm not going to let you go. Why are you on our ship?
Make an intimidation
I was
check.
going to say, I'm going to brandish my rapier as he's, drawing his knife at me.
Yeah, well, you've got a much bigger sword, so make an intimidation check.
Ask for his pants, John.
Hey, that's not bad. I'm rolling pretty well today. That's a 16.
All right. At this point, he kind of lowers the dagger a bit and drops to the floor and goes, and you see this frantic look grow in his eyes, and he starts fumbling in the pouch until eventually he pulls out what appears to be a small vial and starts trying to pull the cork out the top of it.
Now get out of his hands! Stop him!
I will try to slap it out of his hands.
All right, it's not hard to do. He's very carelessly and panicked, just fumbling at this vial, and you smash it onto the ground where this thin glass vial shatters, and the clear liquid inside seems to almost sizzle away at the boards underneath you.
I
Yes.
told you I will only ask you one more time. Who are you and what are you doing on my ship? My ship.
They told me to bring the crate here, and I had to stay behind. I was just told to watch you. He's kind of trying to walk out of the crawl space now.
I will not allow him to walk out.
All right, he just kind of bumps into you. He's like, all right, look, I was just told to stay here and see what you said and keep an eye on you, all right?
Who were you sent by?
Oh, my bosses, they don't. It's not a first name term, I just do what I'm told.
I'll beckon everyone else up.
Gonna say, can we?
Yeah,
kind of
I'm just
make
gonna
our way
walk
up?
across in cragcat form, just like.
Meow.
Looks like
Aw.
looks like Ollie was right. It seems like we got a stowaway. Can't tell us who he works for or why he's here.
And he's kind of looking at you wide-eyed and shifting his view between all of you.
Wait, that was a pretty big box. How did you move it here by yourself?
It wasn't just me, all right? I'm just the one who had to stay behind.
I'd start answering his questions if I were you.
I did answer his question.
Who do you work for?
Look, all right. Anna sent me, all right? She's the one who arranges us. That's all I know. She's the only one that I speak to.
Anna.
Who's Anna?
She's been working with this ship before. I don't know. She told me to bring this here.
I think she's that mage woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her.
Where
You
were you
let me-
hired?
I was brought here. But I'm not from here, all right? Are you going to let me go?
Where's Anna now?
I don't know. Probably back in Bricktown. She could be gone by now. I don't know. She'd only ever
Well-
appear about once a week, give us some instructions, then leave.
If you were told to report on what we said and did, who were you told to report to and where?
Well,
Ah.
oh, maybe a persuasion check, Craig.
Okay. That's a 6.
'Cause-
So frankly,
okay, you can. Okay, so he kind of waves you off. He goes, "No, look, it's not worth getting into. All right, look, you're fine. Just count your blessings, move on." But
I don't think it's fine.
no, Craig, I will allow you to roll a perception check now.
Okay.
he's
That's a 14 for the perception check.
Okay, as he's waving you off, you realize that he has what appears to be a ring with a large green gem set into it on one hand. on his right hand, on his middle finger, this gem that is at odds with the rest of his roughly hewn outfit stands out to you when he raises his hands to you.
Wait, that ring! What? Is there a creature inside that gem?
What? No.
Take the ring off! Take it off!
He kind of looks very, very hesitant.
Can I like try and like lean forward and clamp my jaws around his wrist?
I mean, you'd have to like rear up to do that, right? How big's a crag cat? I don't know.
I think they're pretty big.
My cat's not that big, so I'm gonna say that you'd have to rear up on your legs to do it.
Cat.
But yeah, surely you can you can kind of reach up with your snarling teeth. I imagine. After that, he very quickly pulls the ring off his finger, and he just hands it to you as he goes, "There, look. All right, that's how I'm reporting. Okay. I don't know how it works, but it does."
Well, you talk to someone through this?
Yeah. All right. That's what they gave me. That's what she gave me this morning. It ain't mine. You can have it. Just let me go, all right? Look, it's my mate's idea to get into this, all right? He just convinced me of it. I'm not that into it. Just let me go. I won't do this again, I promise.
Have you been paid yet?
No, we don't get paid.
Why don't you get paid? No, you never get paid?
Well, Gavin said it's about the cause, innit?
What cause?
You know, we ain't really told that. But he said that it's worth it. He knows.
So you joined a group that you have no idea what the cause is, even though it's for the cause. There's got to be a reason for the cause.
Well, I think there's something good in being a rebel without a cause, innit?
Nice. Wink.
No, look, Gavin convinced me, all right? He said that this group, they know what's going on. They're going to be in charge. And you want to be on the side of who's in charge, don't you?
Where's Gavin?
Well, he's probably in Bricktown. I don't know. He's probably at the pub.
Wait, who's Gavin?
He's my mate. He got me into this.
Oh.
I'm from Longold. I'm not from Bricktown. My parents are, but I grew up there. He got me to come over here.
Gavin led you in the wrong form of work.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that. They took my clothes. They took everything I had.
I look to the others and I'm like, I don't know if we can let this go right now, because...
Well, I'm wondering if we do what Moira did, you know? How many loose ends are we gonna keep?
I don't want to necessarily do that, but like at the same time, like we can't just like what if he reports back to whoever? Like this could be a huge lead for us.
He sees you guys talking between yourselves. He said, "Look, give me the guard. Let me sit in prison or something. At least in there, they won't make me wear this itchy robe. Look, I don't care. Just don't do anything. All right."
What's Ollie doing at this point?
Well, you look over your shoulders in your crag cat form, and you swear you almost see like a wry smile on his face. He's just picking the nails off his left hand with a dagger and just watching.
Okay, well, I turn around to Ollie, and Ollie, what do you recommend?
He doesn't know anything. Look at him, he's basically pissing himself. I reckon whatever you're gonna find is in that ring. I think the kids fell in with the wrong crowd, ain't you, mate? And the kid's just kind of like nodding violently.
I wonder why what's the deal with the robe? Why did you have to wear the robe?
I know, it's like their uniform, innit? They just, look, I was giving it, alright? They took everything I had. I didn't have that much, thankfully, or I was been right pissed. I managed to sneak some money behind the floorboards, but other than that, they took everything, put us in some rinky-dink house, and told us to just do what they say every week or so, and eventually, you know, we'd be promoted, we'd be allowed into council and that, but I don't see that ever happening.
Is the robe like distinctive? Like, does it have any like markings, or like is it like special? Like, I don't want to say special, but does it look?
Does it appears to just be a very simple, like very, very crudely crafted blue robe. It reminds you almost of what you'd expect with the rope belt, especially. It reminds you almost of what you expect like a monk wear. Very simple, practical garb with a small pouch.
Recreate that.
You could easily recreate that, yes.
Okay.
But I was actually thinking, Corlan, to remove this man's clothes, give him some of our pirate outfits we have. Maybe having a set of these clothes, we might be able to see it a little better in the future in case it ever shows up.
I think that's a good idea. Right, mate? You can take the robe off.
Adrastus, you want to tell this man to take his pants off?
I think I just look in Crag Cat and just be like,
Can I like have some privacy?
Yeah, sure.
At least make her look away. Come on.
Fine. I just turn around and I fucking saunter off.
All right. Are you gonna give him some clothes? Or you just make him take his robe off?
Yeah, I was gonna go grab like an extra.
Okay,
set
sure.
Of
So
pirate
you
clothes
hand him
we
like a
found.
bundle of pirate clothes and just some roughly made black shorts and a white top, and he whips his robe off over his head and very quickly gets changed into them, turned around in this little hideaway, and Jerry goes, "There, look, you can have it. I don't know why you'd want that thing, but look, I'm done now. Can I go?"
One last thing. What's your name?
Stephen, why?
Just
That doesn't sound like a real name for.
Stephen Morrow, all right? You look at my parents. They're quite well-respected bakers in Longhold.
I think I'll
we might
turn.
need that. We might need that name later.
I think I'll turn back into human and just be like, "You mentioned a house. Whereabouts was this house?"
Oh, it's well, it's on the main street. It ain't that hard, actually. 374 Great Street, if you want to go to it.
And you said us. Now, were you doing as Bricktown people do, and referring to us as yourself, or was it us as in a group of people?
Well,
there?
I'm not from Bricktown. I'm just... No, it was me, Gavin, and two others.
And who are the two others?
One of them's Tony. I didn't get the other one's name. He's an orc, right nasty fella.
Okay. And the address again, sorry?
374 Great Street. Same street as, the Gallopin's on.
Anything else? I look to the others.
Look,
No.
honestly, I think the others had things to do after this. I don't know if you'll find them there, but you can go have a look if you want. I ain't going back there.
What are you going to do now?
I'm going to ship off to Longhold. I'm going home. I'm going to be a
Gonna say,
baker.
I suggest you become a
I didn't-
baker.
I love bread. I don't know why I ever left.
Strongly advise you do that.
I
in
thought it was
the
boring.
closest
It's
ship.
not. It's great. People don't turn into cats and try to kill me.
People don't eavesdrop on our conversations a lot either.
Oh, yeah, you got me there.
All right.
All right, Gavin. Or Gavin. All right, Steven. We're gonna let
Get
you
outta
go.
here.
If we see you again, we won't be as lucky. All right.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. And he takes off full sprint and jumps from the side of the ship to the gangplank and just sprints away down the dock.
Jesus.
That is the second person we've let
I
go
know.
and pretty much did exactly the same thing. Shit themselves and run. Oh boy.
Obviously, we're so intimidating.
Didn't they both say they were going to be bakers as well?
I think so, actually.
Yeah.
What the hell kind of conspiracy is this?
Dun dun dun.
The first plot thread revealed.
All
Making
right.
that bread.
It's the gluten apocalypse.
Well, on the bright side, at least with this information, we know that a little bit more about maybe who put this box here.
Does Coraline still have detect magic on?
It's 10 minutes. You haven't cast any other concentration, right?
No,
Okay, sure. Then you still have it active.
I don't think so.
What does the ring look like, Coraline? To you?
Can I take a look at the ring?
Yeah, sure. You taking it off Oz?
Yes, I hand the ring.
All right. Yeah, it is very...
Oh shit! No, Shield of Faith is concentration. My bad.
Oh well.
It looks
I
like a
wanted
ring.
to check to make sure. Sorry. So.
Well, it looks like a ring.
I mean, I can cast it again ritually.
Ritual cast it again, yeah.
Sure, you
Yeah.
just spend some time ritual casting it. We'll just say that you all pass it around, have a look at it. It is a very beautifully inlaid silver ring with this rounded, polished, smooth green stone in there. Not extravagant, but clearly very well made and very, very nice. Until eventually your detect magic is ready, and this has a powerful aura of enchantment around it. Whatever it is, you can't quite tell what it does because it's not detect, or identify even. But you can tell that this ring is certainly enchanted. It seems to be very heavily so, like quite a powerful spell coming off of this.
Well, you seem to be telling the truth. It definitely is magical for some reason or another.
Does
I-
does the hammer glow for you? Is it magical?
Can I?
Yeah,
Take a-
you take the bundle out from your pack, and yes, it glows with a faint enchantment as well. However, I will say that also it glows with the general magical properties that you would associate with a very, very high quality weapon. And what I'm trying to say is this is a Warhammer of +1, but there appears to be some other qualities to it as well.
Maybe I should just start using this Warhammer. Yeah, I mean, see, now that we have this, like, do we... Because he was supposed to, I guess, come in contact with whoever he was supposed to be after this mission. Should we look into that? Is it worth it? I think so.
Well, I assume he would have, met his mission partner in our destination, right? It's no sense.
Well, no, he said he was using the ring to report to Anna, the person who hired him.
Yeah.
What if we could talk to this person through the ring,
Pretend,
and
yeah.
we give her one of us could pretend to be a little Steven there, and we say we went somewhere else. Maybe say that we said we were going back to the academy, and then they don't expect us to go to I can't remember the name.
Daloth.
But if we do that and then we turn up, Gregor's the ship works in the shipyard. He said Mortis. Then looking at how things are going, it probably could have been Mortis. If he said that him and Gregor are in touch.
Wouldn't it be smarter for us to go through with this and then tell him that he made the destination? Like, if he was supposed to go all the way to Daloth with us, we pretend that he goes to Daloth, because then he might get future instruction. You know what I mean? Like, if we stay on course, it looks a little less suspicious that way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'd have to agree.
Or they were going to kill him.
At this point, Ollie looks up and goes, I agree with Coraline. I want a word with Mr. One Arm.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's our best case, because if we start to deviate, it could either throw them off because they may think we know, or it might be that they change their plan and we don't know what it is either way.
Yeah. We have a solid lead in a direction. I feel like if we start knocking on 374 Great Street, it merely implies that we actually know what's happening.
I also don't think we'd probably find a lot there other than some bloody idiots.
More idiots in a robe, yeah. Because we need to find Anna. We don't need to find more of the lackeys.
Can it be surmised that Anna was the one who was trying to kill us last time?
It seems like she's involved.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Should we, I don't know, try and use the ring to contact her?
Well, he was only supposed to contact her once it was done, right?
Yeah.
Well, my thought is, and this is...
Well, actually, he
just
said
me
that he
being-
was eavesdropping on you and reporting via the ring, is all that he
Yeah.
said.
Okay.
Reporting. Yeah.
Could it not also be that she could be listening the entire time?
Well, see, that was my point, is maybe maybe she's listening right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I can't tell with detect magic
No,
if the ring is currently operational.
you can just tell the type of magic, but there is a powerful enchantment on it.
Yeah, so I can't tell if it's actually currently working.
I will say that the aura is far stronger than that around your Warhammer. And yeah, you can't tell that it's active or not.
Well, I mean, it's a little bit more information, but I don't think it's really much for us to go on besides...
Potentially for
have-
a second round trip if we ever come back to Bricktown, but I think for now we have a destination, and we unfortunately seem to have walked into a trap, or at the very least foiled one.
I think we just stick to the plan and see what happens.
My next question is, does anyone wear the ring? Because maybe she'll be reaching out to us, eh? Or reaching out to Steven. Who knows if, there's no answer. What she'll do.
One of you two should probably wear it, I imagine, because you two would be the most similar to Steven.
Oh, you don't want Oz to wear it?
What? He was a half-elf, right?
Yes.
Didn't you see? I can pretend to be a half-elf quite well. Oh, look at me. I'm a half-elf. Please.
I look at him very sternly, and I'm like, you realize I'm a half-elf, right?
Yes, I did, but, well, I just said what was on my mind. I can't help it.
But, yeah, I mean, if anything, to try to keep up the ruse, I don't know at this point if it's going to matter, but...
I was just thinking that, maybe it's a two-way phone. Yeah. Maybe it's two-way
Just text them.
communication. Maybe it's two-way communication. Maybe, like you said, maybe she'll give us some information.
All right, who wants the ring, then?
Drastus, you like big jewelry. Why don't you wear it?
I've got enough jewelry to last me a lifetime, Derek. I think you need some bling in your life.
Although it might be activated via magic.
Well, see, that was my thought as well. Is how
So,
to.
Justice, you might need to actually wear it.
I'm a more martial fighter.
I don't want to be in communication with something else.
What's an extra line of communication?
It's only a little gem in this one, Adrastus.
You'll be fine.
Fine. And I'll like take the ring off. Who's got the ring at the moment? Is it Caroline?
I had it, yeah.
Do you want me to put it on now, or should we wait until we're out to sea? Because presumably, if they're waiting for some communication, then he'd have to wait until later on to.
Yeah, but he was wearing it when we found him, so it's probably safer to wear it in case she does tune in.
Now, this is just me being a little anxious, but I think we should have some type of code wave of the hands or something. God forbid you do hear something. Maybe that means the lines of communication are open. We wouldn't want to spill the beans, so to speak, when she's listening.
Fair.
Spill the beans.
Yeah.
It's a saying.
Why would you spill perfectly good beans?
Do you want me to put it on, guys?
Yeah, stop being a big baby, Adrastus. Put it on.
Fine. And I'll put it on my index finger.
Okay, you slip the ring onto your finger, and as soon as you do, to the rest of the party, Adrastus vanishes from sight.
Where the fuck did he go?
And
What the
Adrastus,
hell?
your vision temporarily just seems to turn to black, and it's almost like the world is sucked away. All the sounds and all the ambience disappear. Until eventually you find yourself looking out, but it's almost like a vision, but it's so vivid. Of you in a dark, just void. There's nothing except the ground in front of you vaguely glows. It's almost as if it's made out of solid cloud and smoke, and there's a small round table in front of you with 2 chairs.
Is there anyone sitting at the table?
No. Nope, nobody's sitting.
He's gonna die.
He's so stressed. Nobody's sitting at the table at the moment.
I'm just going to take the ring off.
Okay, you take the ring off, and Adrastus pops back into existence, and you're back on the poop deck of the Lizard's Claw.
How did you do that?
No, doesn't need magic, Derek. It's yours. I'm literally going to throw the ring at Derek.
I will try to catch it.
Okay, you catch the ring.
It's in the ocean.
For the sake of the story, we'll say you catch the
Sweet.
Yeah, so I've had enough going down into dark, deep voids, either in waking or sleeping nightmares. So, yeah, Derek, it's yours. Thanks.
Wait, what did you...
What happened? I don't want to wear this if you don't want to wear this. Hold on.
I put it on. I mean, what happened here?
You disappeared. You just vanished.
Okay. Well, basically, I just ended up in a dark void, where you could see the ground in front of you, and then there was a table with 2 chairs on it.
Is it a different plane?
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, Caroline. I didn't stick around long enough to really give it a good look.
All right. I mean, that's some serious stuff. If that's like.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. No. I'm already linked to something down there, and I just nod towards the sea, just like no.
Right. Derek, are you okay with keeping it?
Yeah, I got no problem
I
keeping
mean, he
it.
didn't die.
Yeah, Adrastus, you were physically there.
Oh yeah.
See, now I'm kind of seeing some issues with any of us being the one to wear it in case we ever get communication from it.
I mean, I took it off easily enough. It wasn't difficult to take off.
No, but if you're there physically, she'll know you're not Steven immediately.
Yeah.
And I was more worried that she'll know who we are. If it is,
I think she knows
from
who
the other
we are
ship,
already.
and that's what I mean, right?
Just why don't you put on the robe? We took the robe, put on the robe, go through. She won't. Steven's just a dime a dozen goon she's hired. She won't remember what he looks like.
How dare you insult my NPCs like that?
Just let's do that. That's the way to do it.
All right.
I would.
I'm not really sure, when?
I think I
Now?
would wait until later, because presumably they're not. You can't just eavesdrop the whole time and like give real
No,
time
but you
updates.
can wear the robe on the ship, and then
Yeah.
All right.
if something happens, then at least you'll be prepared. And if not, well, then you can change it back when we get to Daloth.
Fair enough. Oh, well, I'm wearing my armor at the moment, but once we settle in, I'll change into my robes.
All right.
Oh my god.
And what are you
Assuming
doing?
the robes fit.
Yeah, they fit fine. What are you doing with the ring?
I'm gonna put it in the robe pocket.
Okay, although there's no pockets on this robe, just a little side pouch that was around the belt. You can put it there, sure.
Put it there.
This is just getting weirder and weirder.
I'm sorry, but no.
I think we have to go to Daloth, right? I'm just confirming with everyone we're on the same page, because Daloth seems the only way to figure out what the hell's going on.
What's Ollie doing, by the way, while we're all freaking...
He's standing by, just listening. He's kind of nodding when Derek is saying about going to Daloth. He goes, well, yeah, like I said, I want to have a word with Mr. One-Arm. As for Adrastus disappearing into thin air, well, you came back fine, didn't you? And that kid was fine, and he was wearing it. Seemed to me like when Derek accidentally slapped him in the face, which was amazing, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Seems like it sort of brought him out of it, so doesn't seem too dangerous to me.
Yeah, it seems like you don't maybe necessarily go anywhere. Maybe you could still be kind of, yeah, I slapped him in the face. Maybe he'll still physically be there, just not
Yeah, maybe you just turn into
there.
I've seen
Next
magic make
time you
people...
put on the ring, Derek, we'll just slap you in the face.
Oh, thanks,
I knew
Oz.
that was coming.
That would work.
All right. I know Brother Homer's not here, but are we ready to go?
We need the crew as well, you bloody idiot.
Oh, yeah, right. Forgot it's not just
Only
us.
Dunn and the crew.
We'll wait till the crew and
Yeah,
Homer get
Dunn
on.
told you that the crew would be ready to join you the day after, if you remember correctly.
Right.
We'll take off. So I guess we can, rest
Well,
the evening.
Yeah,
get
what
ready.
is the time of the day? Is it?
It's probably like, yeah, creaking through evening at the moment, I would say.
So we can rest up and then get ready for tomorrow.
All right.
We can go back to the tavern.
Anyone want a pint?
Well, maybe we should stay on the ship in case anyone leaves another box filled with a giant creature on it.
I'm kind of with Oz on this one.
It's not a bad idea.
Perhaps we do keep someone on watch.
I'll take first watch. That's no problem.
Is the tavern close to the ship? Yeah.
Yeah,
it is,
it's just
right?
around the corner, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, worst case scenario, we can just switch out, so we don't
cool.
have to.
Yeah, Coraline, maybe you can go get us some ales while we're waiting.
Sure.
Thanks.
Whatever you say, Derek.
Well, I know you're not going to drink them, so I know they're going to make it back to the ship.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right. Yeah. So I guess we're gonna hunker in, unless anybody else wants to do something.
No, I don't think so. I think we just while the night away.
All right, so you hunker down and while the night away. Yeah, you guys wake up in the morning and it's a fresh, breezy morning. Probably wake up about 8 or 9. The port is kind of bustling with activity at this point. There's another ship alongside yours just loading up, and yeah, it seems like just a busy port day. You wouldn't have guessed anything went down here last night.
Have I had any more horrible dreams?
No, you slept soundly.
Sweet.
All right. Is the crew here?
Yes. When you don't see them initially, but when you go out onto deck, it's very obvious that several people have moved their belongings onto the ship. What you do see, however, is Brother Homer struggling across the gangplank, sort of dragging this great wooden chest that seems to be just spilling pages out the side. Oh, all right. Kind of overpacked, maybe.
Yeah,
Let me give you a hand with that, Homer.
I'll go down and I'll try and help as well.
Oh, brilliant. He just lets you two take it. And you notice now that instead of in his closely robes, he's appears to have went out and bought himself a whole new outfit. He seems to be very done up in a sort of like dark crimson long adventuring coat that he's buttoned up, and he seems to be taking the part very seriously.
Well, you look nice today, Brother Homer.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I thought I should look ship shape, you know? Very pleased with it. What have you been up to?
We've just been getting ready.
Oh, Excellent.
you ever seen a wormling before, Homer?
Oh, yes, I have, actually. Yes, I studied at the Veterinary Society a couple of years, part of my studies.
Ah, yeah. Would have been useful to have you yesterday.
I wonder
what's
what we
that?
haven't seen anything like that, though, Adrastus. We haven't seen anything like that, remember?
Oh, just we saw one flying over the horizon. It was fascinating. Just
Saw a wormling flying over Bricktown.
yeah. It was just, no, it was over the ocean. It was just kind of hovering away.
What color was it?
Blue
A blue dragon flying over Bricktown.
over the ocean, not over Bricktown.
Well, I wonder where it was going.
You had a
Don't
few
know.
drinks last night, brother. I wouldn't put any stock in what he says.
Ah, yes. Adventuring tales. Oh, that's
Listen,
most
I didn't-
exciting.
I didn't even believe his crazy fish story either. So, yeah, I wouldn't listen to him.
Well, that's why I'm here. I put some stock in that, but anyway, I'll be prepared. I'll make my cabin at the back of the ship, I think. I'll simply keep records should you need anything from me. Or I can arrange correspondence too. I've brought my trained avian friends, and he sort of pats some cages on the back of the chest. He goes, any correspondence you'll need to send will hopefully go through me as well, so come find me if you need me. He starts shuffling off towards the cabin.
I just love the idea that this guy's turned into like a save point.
Oh, that's what you think.
He has a big logbook in front where we can pay for upgrades of the ship and stuff like that.
All right. Yeah, so the crew loads in, and I'm assuming he's loaded in now.
Yep.
All right. Is there anything else anybody needs? Or should we set sail?
Seems like a weird question, but have I seen Ollie yet today? Like, is he on the ship as well?
Yeah, he's just standing towards the front of the ship, leaning over the side.
Just wanted to make sure we didn't leave without him.
That would have been bad, yes.
I think I'll go over to Ollie and just be like, should we send some correspondence to the island, to either Harto or Qatar, to let them know what's happening? Because this seems pretty big.
Oh, I've done that, mate. Don't worry. I've been
Okay.
keeping them updated every night. They're actually paying me, I'm not really here for fun. No offense.
Okay.
I like you lot, mostly, but I've got a job to do here.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's fine. Just Homer said we can do any correspondence he needs, but yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah, if you want to send, less formal mail, I would
Important
recommend you
documents.
you do that, yeah. Anything coming from me will be subject to intense scrutiny, sentinels and all that, but yeah, for casual stuff, I'd use Homer. He seems to know his stuff.
Okay.
Alright, well, if you're ready, I can rouse Dunn and the crew and get them to set sail.
Let's do it.
Alright.
Let's go.
To Daloth.
Yeah.
So, Ollie disappears, and after a few minutes, Dunn, the heavyset orc, and his orcish friend, as well as Charlie, the ginger guy, appear out, and they start sort of fiddling with the rigging and undoing the anchor, and eventually the ship coasts away from the port, and yeah, after a couple hours, you are well without shot of Bricktown, and you just sail across the ocean. Is there anything any of you would like to do on the ship?
Take a big sigh of relief that I left Bricktown.
Alright.
Try to escape crippling dread.
Well,
I'm
that's-
gonna try to examine that dragon crystal a little bit,
Sure.
as much as I possibly can.
Sure,
and
make me an Arcana check.
I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
guess
get-
while she's doing that, I'd also be studying the ring, trying to see if there's any insignias or anything else that we haven't really noticed before.
Make me whatever you want, John. Investigation,
I don't-
Arcana, or
I
whatever.
don't have Arcana. Well, I'm not, rather, I have Arcana. I'm not magical, though, so might make more sense for investigation. I rolled a 10.
All right. Sorry, Lauren. What was your roll first?
I rolled a 12.
A 12. All right. From what you can tell, I mean, you have seen things that are similar than this before. In Albia, you do have very high magic. You have some of the finest wizards in the world outside of Astria, really. And you do recognize that this is similar to some things you've seen. You have used crystal, not you personally, but you've seen crystals and gems used for storage of energies and, used in the crafting of staffs and wands and things like that. But never any creature disappear into mist into one. But you have seen crystals and stuff used in a magical sense before, so you could probably figure out that yes, this was used in some sort of perhaps summoning magic or something.
Mm-hmm.
And John, to your eyes, it is simply a very well-crafted ring inlaid with what appears to be almost like a polished, smooth emerald. No insignias that you can discern, no marks. I mean, it wouldn't be hard. You're not failing to see anything. It wouldn't be hard to see an insignia on a ring. Yeah, it simply appears to be a very well-crafted, deliberately made to be high-quality ring.
All right.
Can I do 2 other things?
Yes.
We got quite a bit of time, I guess.
Pick what? No, you can do both.
The note that was in the box.
Yes.
Does it have any of the same handwriting as the previous notes?
No.
Okay, so it's unique.
It is unique.
Okay. And the Warhammer, can I like play around with it? Can I attune to it?
Okay. Yes, but also describe to me how you're playing around with it. What are you doing?
Well,
with
I'm just kind of like swinging it around, like feeling like the weight of it.
Are you like
kinda...
hitting anything with it, or?
Well, I'm not gonna hit. I don't want to hit anything with it by accident, so I'm just gonna steer clear of people and other things.
All right. So you're just swinging around in the air and getting a feel for the weight of it and all sorts of stuff like that. I will say, because you're attuning to it, you do realize that this thing, just in a few like taps off of, wooden bits of the ships, this thing seems to cause the wood to splinter and crack way easier than you thought possible.
It's a master key.
And this thing, like, you haven't tried, but you're pretty confident that you could probably put this through just about anything if you tried hard enough.
Ugh.
Which, for rules reasons, it means it has the siege property, which means that it deals double damage to objects.
Oh, nice. Okay. My siege warhammer +1. Do you have a full text for the?
I will send you it afterwards.
Okay.
I do somewhere, but somewhere, yeah.
All right. Sweet. All right, yeah.
But
So
it is
that's all
essentially, if you want to keep a quick note, it's a +1 Warhammer with siege.
Okay. All right, that's all I do.
All right. Anyone else? Anything?
I guess I would just spend time chatting with the crew.
All right. You get to know Dunn primarily. It seems like his friend isn't really one for talking. You learn that his name is Lander, but other than that, you don't really get much out of him. Dunn, however, is very, very eager and very happy. I don't know how happy you would be for this, but to regale you with stories from Okurajan. It seems like after quite a few years at sea, he might be a little bit homesick, and he talks you through Okurajan and gives you actually quite a good idea of the lands there and how they live a little bit, the hunting they do, and sort of like the village culture that emerges there. So you do have like actually a little bit of cultural knowledge of Okurajan, which may come up, but he seems like quite an agreeable guy, actually. Charlie seems kind of too nervous to talk to any of you, seems a little bit in your awe. You see him staring at you a lot when you all think that, when he thinks that none of you are looking, you catch him staring, but yeah, Dunn himself seems to be a pretty agreeable guy and a very, very skilled sailor. He's holding conversations with you all while he's just twirling around the rigging and changing all sorts on the ship.
All right.
I
think I would probably just be like looking out, like doing the old fantasy trope of on a boat and just staring out to sea
for 9 days. Alright, Adrastus dies of exposure.
No, but like in between kind of eating and like obviously just socializing, I think that'd be just pretty much his whole thing. Just
alright, so you guys, you just amicably pass the journey. No great upsets occur, and eventually you do see the city of Daloth on the northwestern continent of Lomos arrive on the horizon, and as you feel a little twinges to the east of it, you do see the lands of Krogur as well.
Well, there's home. There's those bloody elves.
But as you get closer and closer to Daloth, you begin to see the spires arising out of the city. Great white stone spires and beautiful greenery surround the city itself, which seems like unmatched for anything on the coastline as you approach. It's just forest and some small towns that you can see as you near it, but Daloth stands alone as its white spires and citadel-like structure. And eventually, You approach all the way up to it, and now you start seeing that the white stone continues down all the way to the docks, which seem to be exquisitely made. It's almost like no expense was spared in any building in Calatwis. But you get there eventually, and you pull up your mooring, and Dunn is setting the ship to just be, and you've arrived in Daloth. What would you like to do?
Well, I guess our first stop should be to find Gregor. See if we can ask about him.
No.
Oh, great. Ollie's just standing next to you, staring out at Calatwis, and you can see as he surveys the spires of Daloth, he seems to have a little bit of sort of contempt thinly veiled on his face.
Don't worry, Ollie, I feel the same about this bloody place.
Oh, glad you saw that, mate. Yeah, they're, bureaucratic, for lack of a cruder word here.
A little more. Yeah, okay.
Snooty
No.
bastards is what they are.
And,
Always
Never-
looking down on the lizard folk.
almost as if on cue, as you're surrounded in these glistening white stone docks with cranes lifting things up to warehouse off of ships, from down the side of your ship, where you assume the walkway must be, you can't quite see it from where you are, but you see excuse me? Lower the gangplank, please?
They're from.
Excuse me?
Yes.
I'll walk over and lower
Yes.
the gang.
Yeah, so you slide the plank down, and you see your first sight of your assailant, and it appears to be a fully elvish man in flowing green and white robes that are lined with what appears to be gold thread, and there's two guards, one on either side of him, who is dressed in similarly colored armor, but this is exquisite plate mail, and they're holding these large gleaming silver halberds. They all stare at you just completely passively until the one in the robe waves away the guards and walks up the gangplank of your ship until he's on the deck and goes, "Hello? What is this vessel?"
Well, it's the lizard's claw.
You are not scheduled for an arrival here? What is your business?
We're visiting.
Visiting. Tell me, have any of you been to Daloth before?
Not me, no.
No, not myself.
That's what Ollie stabs and goes, no. He goes, "Huh, very well. Well, you have to give a official reason of visit. What shall I put?
Tourism?
Can we just put sentinel matters? Would that?
Oh, sentinels. I apologize. Of course, welcome to Daloth. You should have said. What are you here to investigate, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, we do mind. We can tell you.
Well,
Sorry,
you can
mate.
mind all you like, but I am a magister of the court of Daloth. You will have to clue us up at some point. We can't
We're
have
pursuing
sentinels.
an investigation at the moment.
Very well. Well, my name is Magister Azrael. If you need anything, I run the ports here, so hopefully that will be of aid.
You said you run the ports here?
Yes,
Like, you're
I
in
am.
charge of all of this?
Yes, I run the port authority here.
If we do need you, Magister, where would we find you?
The port office is just a couple streets away. I don't like the nose of the ports, but
Okay.
yes, I'm a
Port
couple
authority
streets
doesn't like
away.
ports.
Yes, they're grubby, dirty places, but
Well, one thing, Magister, could you tell us where we could find the G1 Arm Shipping Company?
yes, that's an officially licensed company by the authority. Why are you looking for Monsieur Eisenhorn?
Well, it's not really any of your business. We're just paying him a visit.
All right. I shall bid you adieu.
Well, where is it?
Oh, just ask any guard, and he appears to be turning around quite hurriedly to make his way off the ship.
Shit, maybe I shouldn't have said anything.
Maybe you shouldn't have said anything, Oz.
All right. Good day. And he runs away down the gangplank and swiftly appears to be walking about as briskly as you can without running away from the ship.
I think we'd better get a move on right now. And
Stealthy entrance into Daloth
shut up.
achieved.
I was just going to save us time by asking him where. I didn't expect he's in disguise pay.
At this point, you hear a dull rapping noise as Ollie appears to be tapping the bottom of the iron sarcophagus that him and Lander appear to be lifting up. And he goes, "Well, I think that we're all right because there's an address on the bottom."
Yeah, that would work.
Right. Well, says they're in Unit 13, so somewhere out here, I reckon.
All right, well, we can go find it, shall we?
Well, I'm gonna head off and maybe have a nosy around our mate Azrael's office there.
Think
Sounds
you'll do a
good.
better job than we will, so yeah.
Yeah, I reckon that's probably the case, but gonna have a little nosy, see what I can dig up. You lot, meet me back here later on.
Okay.
Oh, and remember, maybe not real names. If you're gonna go in real names, at least have your sentinel brooches on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, maybe a little bit of like subtlety or something. Just a suggestion, I know, but you're handling
'Cause
things.
that's
You know
worse.
what? Never mind, you're handling things. I'll catch you in a bit. And he hops off the side of the ship.
Yeah, because that's worked so well in the past.
Yeah.
The only problem is the contractors for our real names. The contractor, Gregor.
Yeah, they'll be expecting us anyway, so.
Yep. But if
All
anyone
right.
else asks who we are,
Does anyone else have an alias?
I'm sure I can think of one.
I don't think we needed aliases. I never thought of this before.
Yeah, neither did I, which is why I gave my real name.
You're the career criminal guy. Haven't you used an alias before?
The criminal guy. Did you ever catch me doing anything illegal?
Your dad is like a ultra criminal, isn't he? You said.
Ultra criminal.
Wait a second. Are you suggesting that because my dad is a criminal, I am too a criminal?
I mean,
I've actually kept my nose pretty clean, thank you very much.
I'm just saying, isn't it something that you would be used to?
Derek is
Hearing
almost like
about-
scoffing. He's so offended.
You did suggest murdering me to remove the gem from my chest, so...
Listen, no, that is for money. That is different.
Oh, so you'd be a criminal for money.
No, I'm a mercenary for money.
Okay. Right, anyway, should we get some names sorted? And should we actually tell each other our names so that we don't all look confused?
That's a good idea.
That is
Yeah.
a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have any ideas?
I will be Varix Trender.
What the fuck?
I'm just waiting
Oh,
to see if
God.
Varix?
second.
You say Varix?
Yeah, Varix Trender.
Varix Trendor. Alright.
I'm making a note of these, and if you guys slip up at any point, you're getting destroyed.
Uh-oh. I'll be Douglas Bullock.
Douglas. Bullock?
Hold on.
Yeah, like Sandra. I'm actually related distantly. That's Douglas's backstory.
He's a level 20 idiot.
I will be I'll be Galatus Valoris.
Good lord.
Pick something.
Can't you just be
They are
Steve?
ancient Uskian names. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, can you spell that?
Sound like a Marvel villain.
Connor, you get the reference.
Do I?
You should do.
Maybe I do.
I bet it's a
Um,
Warhammer
It
reference.
will be, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just called One Arm Eisenhorn because I've been reading so much Warhammer. But, you know.
Yeah. Do you need me to spell it, or are you guys going to remember it?
Yeah, no, I didn't catch that the first time. I'm sorry.
Galatus.
T-U-S,
Okay.
Yeah. And then Valoris.
Galtus Valus.
Valoris.
Valoris. Sorry, I spelled it wrong.
This is
Oh,
not
I know
gonna
what.
go
Okay,
well.
I get it. Yeah, I spelled it wrong. All right.
What about you, Coraline?
She will be the Emperor.
The God Emperor of mankind.
Yeah.
Saint Celestine.
I'll be.
Chief Beef. Okay, got it.
Big Steve.
I'll be Violet Gray.
You just picked 2 colors. Why did you be blue yellow?
Hey, shut up! Yes,
All right,
me.
violet, great. I got it. Okay, well, we've got a party within a party. Good.
Ooh,
Oh, fuck. This is gonna go bad.
this is gonna be awful.
I can't wait for this. All
Okay,
right.
but if we go to him, Gregor, do we use our real names?
Yes, we have to use our real names because it's on the we have
Okay.
this the document.
So you,
Just to make sure.
you just set up future code names.
But if anyone else asks, these are the names we have.
Yes.
Sure.
Because there's no point turning up to Gregor and being like, "Hello, I am Galatus," and be like, "You're not on the list."
Yeah.
Oh, we're not very good at this.
I'm sure this is gonna go fine. Okay, we should probably head over there as quickly as we can, though, because if Buddy is going to tip anybody off, we should probably get there before he does.
I agree. Luckily for us, if that is the case, at least that gives Ollie some time in his quarters, trying to snoop around.
Yes. All right. So Unit 13, is that what it was?
Unit 13.
Let's go find
Yeah.
that big unit.
All right, so once you
Absolutely.
disembark from the ship, you can see the warehouse in front of you. This solid oak and white marble structure has a large gilded 9 embossed on a shield at the crest of the roof.
You think that means we're in Unit 9?
No, Derek, I think it's an upside down 6.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God. Let's just.
Does
go,
it look
please.
like the numbers go up going left or right?
To the left is unit number 8.
Ah, let's go right then.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are just going to wander down there?
Yes.
So you wander down, and this seems to be almost like a meeting place for business as much as it is for actual physical commerce. There appears to be people in robes chatting to all sorts of traders, trying to broker deals as people hurriedly crane these goods into the warehouses, and eventually you reach the one marked number 13. However, this one's a little bit different. The door is sealed on it, and there appears to be almost like a acrid smoke rising from one of the chimney stacks on top of it.
Should we just go in? Should we?
I feel like a knock would probably be more polite, especially in this esteemed city.
Probably.
Guess so.
Master key it, do it.
Tap, tap, tap.
No,
Um,
yeah. Let's go up nicely and tap.
All right, so you're knocking on the door?
Yeah.
Let us
Okay,
know.
from inside you just hear a faint, aye, aye, I'm coming. And then eventually, after some large clanking noises emanate from inside the warehouse, the door is open to reveal a bald dwarf who's actually shaved his hair very, very close to his head and shaved his face as well, sort of eschewing the tradition of dwarves keeping their long beards like in Longhold. And he gives him a very, very rough and almost like ready appearance, and this guy's very heavy set, and you can see his arms are banded with muscles, and he's just got sort of like rough denim pants on and like a blacksmith apron, I guess you could say. He doesn't appear to be wearing a shirt at all, but his hairy arms and his scars and tan skin makes him look like he doesn't often wear a shirt.
He's absolutely
He goes,
a unit. Oh,
All right, what you want?
we're looking for a. Oh my god, blanking on the name.
Gregor, we're looking for
Gregor.
Gregor.
Jesus Lord.
That's
Oh.
me, Gregor One Arm.
Does he indeed have 2 arms?
Yes.
Oh, it's interesting. Yeah, we have a package for you from Brickdown.
All right. What is it?
It's a big chest.
Oh, have you now? What's in the chest?
We didn't open it.
Oh, didn't you know?
Can't say we did.
Derek,
I
roll
don't-
deception. Sorry,
Is-
I mean Douglas
Uh-oh.
Bullock, roll deception.
All right, Douglas, we'll roll deception. I'm proficient in this.
This is not good.
Hey, that's not bad. I rolled a 16.
And you didn't open this chest you've got for us.
No, all we were told to do was deliver it to Gregor and Daloth.
And who told you to do this?
The guy who gave us our contract didn't really want to say his name. You know how it is, hush hush.
Right.
Give him the litter.
Oh, I do have the contract, I suppose, yes. We could hand the
Okay, so you're gonna hand him the note that Mortis gave you in the pub, the contract of work.
Yes.
He goes, right. So, now you've shown me this. I'm not sure what that pantomime before was about. You can drop the shite and come in if you want.
All right.
Sure.
Alright. He steps back into the warehouse and leaves the door open for you all. And now you look in, you can see that this warehouse is not being used as a warehouse at all. There is some, like, chests and wrought iron crates off to one side, but the main thing that dominates the inside of this smoky warehouse is 3 large forges and the anvils in front of them along the right-hand side of the wall. He goes, oh, excuse the smoke. We've been working hard, covering it up, you know. And he taps his nose, looking back at you. He goes, well, come in. And he gestures to a very grubby-looking bench and a few stools laying around it, sort of like in the middle of this thing, in between the forges and the crates.
Guess I'll take a seat.
I'll have a seat, yeah.
So, what are your names? I've got the list I'm meant to be receiving this month.
My name's Derek.
Derek Mathers.
That's me.
And you see one of his eyebrows raised and goes, right, okay, I've got you on the list. And who are your friends?
This is this is Ozovax Croxel.
Right, I've got him. Yes.
Adrastus Telemann.
All right, yes.
And this is Coraline Blackbear.
Right.
Those are all my
Okay.
friends.
I wasn't expecting you here so soon. So,
Why weren't you expecting us as early as this?
well, yeah, it's a long journey.
Hmm.
I thought it'd take you a while.
Yeah, we made good time. But what did you have to prepare for?
Oh, I didn't have to prepare for anything. I just, like to know when my guests are arriving. So, do you know why you've been sent here? His great brow furrows, and you realize that by far and away, the eyebrows are the hairiest thing on his entire head. As this great brow furrows at you, sort of glancing around with his beady eyes.
Our contractor would tell us that you would give us that information.
Aye. Well, I'm not gonna lie. This contract's a bit of a falsehood. You ain't here for regular work. You're here because you've been scouted out to join the cause. Now, what do you know about our organization of pals?
Not much.
Right. Okay. Normally they clue up the recruits a little bit more. Now, back to the other matter. You had a box to deliver to us. You said at the front that was your cover story for coming in.
That was all it was. We were just, we're not very good at the clandestine.
No, we use that one. We use that one every now and again, but did you really not open it?
Out of interest, just for the sake of character stuff, would he be able to see Coraline's hammer?
Coraline, how are you carrying your hammer?
I would assume it would be like on my back or something, probably
He
holstered.
doesn't seem to have taken particular. Coraline's hammer it's on her back, but she's not waving it around and parading it, and it's a big smoky warehouse.
Can I roll an insight check to see if this guy thinks that we're supposed to be dead?
Yes.
It's very specific.
You can roll that insight check.
Oh, does he? I guess does he seem surprised that we're here?
Yeah, that's kind of my thing, right? I rolled a 12.
With a 12, I would say that you can tell that he is very confused right now.
Gregor, why are you so confused?
You expected us, did you not?
Yeah. But the thing is, well, I thought you'd been rejected as recruits. You see, I get the whole list, but it's just so if they follow up with any investigations, I can, never mind. It's a long story. I just wasn't expecting you here.
Why would we have been rejected?
Oh, I don't know. I don't make the decisions, pal.
Okay.
Alright, well, I guess since you're here, you might as well, continue on, I guess. So, what do you know about our cause?
Nothing.
Literally nothing.
Hang about, so how did you get recruited if you don't know anything, do you?
No, we just heard there was a man in Bricktown hiring people for work, and he gave us this job to come and see you.
Right. But why would you do that?
Well, because it pays.
Oh.
Or at least that's what we were told.
Okay.
We're told it paid very well.
Look, whoever recruited you, they've marked you down as unsuitable, but also of a special interest. I don't know. I guess I'll fill you in a little bit, but
What does that mean?
well, your guess is as good as mine. I haven't seen these. And he kind of catches himself and goes, "Oh, I don't know. It's unusual case, I suppose. What did you do with the box on your ship?"
Let's just say we had a nice cool breeze on the way to Cal Twist.
Right. Oh. So
Do you know what was?
you did
Do you
get
know
a
what was
box
in
to
the box?
bring me. Yeah.
Do you know what was in it?
Yeah. Look, I'm gonna level with you. Typically, the ones I get given the box, that's why I thought you were joking. They don't normally show up, you know. They're, yeah.
They don't
It's just
turn up at
desperate
all,
liquor
do they?
side goes, no, not really.
No.
They're not meant to. First time I've had this happen.
And why
What?
would they not be supposed to turn up, Gregor?
Well, like I say, I don't make the decisions. I'm just the handler. Sends you out to where you're needed. But it looks to me like maybe they thought you were weak, but you're not, clearly. So I say we go ahead with it. You know, you've proven yourself. Maybe you're not trouble like they thought you'd be.
At least we passed, let's say, that test.
So you really don't know anything about, and he kind of leans in a little bit, he's like, the Cerulean Dawn.
I can honestly say that's the first I've heard of it.
Right.
Wait, would that be the first I've heard of it, Connor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, honestly, we literally took this job for money, and this is where it's getting us. So any information would be great right now.
And at this point, there's another rap at the door of the warehouse you're in. And you just hear, Gregor? Gregor? Gregor, come quickly. He goes, oh, I better get that. That's the Magister here. Don't worry, he's you know, paid off.
Don't worry, Gregor. Let me get the door for you.
And I'll quickly stand up and try and open the door.
Okay, you rush to the door for him, and Gregor's kind of standing there stunned at this. And you open the door and you
He's
see
kinda like that.
you see the haughty elven face, accompanied by no guards this time, of Magister Azrael. He looks down and he goes, "Oh, you found your way here.
Yes, we found our way here, Magister. So you don't need to fetch Gregor for us. So
Could you send Gregor to the door?"
I'll open the door a bit more and Gregor, and like point at the Magister, but I'll stand. Well, what am I supposed to do?
Send him away. I don't know.
Okay, so Gregor starts walking up towards you with his stout walk, and eventually gets there.
I'm gonna stand right there.
Okay,
Right.
and so they both kind of look up at you, and Gregor goes, "Oh, Magister, I see you've met my guests." And the Magister looks down and goes, Yes, Gregor's pleasant surprise. He goes, yeah. What should I do? He goes, well, I suggest you look after our guest fondly. And they both kind of are staring up at you. I was like, why? And the magic's like, okay, bye. And just slowly starts slinking away from the door.
He says bye like we end episodes.
Like Craig ends episodes. Bye.
He seems like a weird person, Gregor. I'll just close the door.
Oh yeah, he's a weird one. Right, well.
Is he a member of the Cerulean Dawn as well?
Yeah, but not so. You know, he's not anyone important. I suggest you all maybe find accommodation here in Daloth, and I'll send for you when I want you.
Well, I think we're ready to get started.
Oh,
We've traveled all. It's been 9 days at sea, Gregor. I think you know.
Yeah, you need the rest. You need
No, we
relaxation.
rested enough.
We slept a lot on the boat. I think we're ready to be at least filled in a little bit.
Right. Well, how about I meet you for a pint later and we can go over it? I need to prepare some stuff.
Greg, honestly, from what I can understand, we're not supposed to be here because we failed. Now, what I don't want to happen is that again. I don't want you going and finding whoever it is to try to do whatever you're gonna do. We need some information now.
Oh, no, alright, look. You've got us dead to rights, alright? I think that we know what's going on here. I'm gonna go get the book, alright? It's just in my office there. And I'm gonna... Okay, let's get the book. Just sit at the table. And there's like you can see there's like a small, what appears to be like a side office at the back of the warehouse. And he starts walking off towards that.
I'm gonna follow right
I
behind
was
him.
gonna say, let us accompany you.
Goes, alright.
Turns out the book
Okay.
is a double-barreled shotgun.
That's what he calls it.
No, yeah, straight up gonna follow him.
So he opens
yeah.
the door to his office with a key, and it's just a small sort of like ramshackle metal shack in there, and you can see that he opens it up and he goes, alright, where's that book? And he opens one of the drawers of his desk, and you see him kind of like rummaging around in the drawer.
Can we see what he's looking for in the drawer?
You can make me a perception check.
It's a Glock.
A hand grenade.
Oh God, what's Biz doing?
10.
What'd you get, sorry?
10.
You can't quite see his hands and he's just kind of obscuring it a little bit. And then, with a turn, he whips around and slams a ring onto his finger and he goes, they're here, they survived. They've dealt with it.
Can I
just
like,
staring
immediately
up
try
at
and
all of
reach for his ring?
Yeah, you can try. Make me a strength check. I'll contest it.
Is that just a D20? Yeah.
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 D20
Well, plus your strength, yeah.
Plus strength, so 16.
Okay, Gregor only rolls a 9, so you quickly yank his hand away and pull the ring off of it. And just with a quick glance at your hand, you can see that it's another ring. It's slightly simpler looking than the one you found, but it's again got this green gem set into it. He goes, right, I suggest you all take off.
Can I just like try and restrain him somehow? I know he's a.
I'll say because you won the strength check, you've got him by the arm very very much so.
Okay, I suggest we take Gregor to the ship now.
All right, yes, let's do that.
You gotta get out of here.
I suggest you.
Yeah,
You
I suggest
come with us,
piss
Gregor.
off.
yeah. You can suggest all you like.
Well, I think we should leave, but take Gregor with us. And Derek, you stand behind him with your rapier pressed in his back. So if he tries any funny business, just stab him.
Right, I'll yell for the guards as soon as we're outside.
Okay, so do you want us to just kill? Do you want us to kill you now then?
No.
Well, those are your choices. You either come with us and stay quiet, or we literally kill you right now.
All right,
Throw you with
I'll
one
go
of
to the
your
ship. I'll
furnaces.
go to the ship.
I will
Can
press
we-
my rapier against his back.
Can I?
Gonna yell as soon as we get out of here.
We've got cloaks on, don't we?
Uh huh.
Can I try and rip a section of my cloak and with a dagger?
Gag him?
Yeah.
Sure.
Man, we are really good people.
So you're just gonna shove like a section of your cloak in his mouth, essentially, cut it off with a dagger.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, he's kind of like, what you and just completely just gagged by this this section of your
I
cloak.
don't know if it's gonna go very well.
I just for the sake of stealth, I will put away my rapier and use a dagger instead.
All right. You now have a more concealed blade pressed against his back.
Yay!
Are you gonna march him out the warehouse?
Yeah, I would say.
I'll walk in front. You two flank Derek, so you can kind of cover the blade.
Yeah.
Let's go. Flank the ship.
All right. So you guys go out into the bright light of day with this man who's visibly gagged with this makeshift cloth and has a dagger pressed into his back, being marched down the street. You manage to make it about 10 feet before a guard outside, Unit 12, turns around and goes, What is happening here? And he sort of has a glance over and goes, You are sentinels, yes?
Yes, we're sent. Mind your business.
That not work here, my friend. What's going on?
It's sentinel business.
This is my dock. This is my business.
Well, look, just know that this gentleman is a very bad man and that we're taking him into our custody.
I will have to check this with the Magister.
Oh, piss off!
What?
Oh,
Look, our ship is in front of Warehouse 9. It's the Lizard's Claw. You'll find us there, but we need to move quickly, please. As an upholder of the law, you must be empathetic to us. Come on.
Make a persuasion check.
Wow. I can't believe you told him where we're going.
I'm not sweating.
He just looks at you in the eyes. You see his sort of like haughty look soften a bit. He goes, okay. I always dreamt of being a sentinel. And he stands off to the side.
Well, maybe one day, but see ya.
let's go.
Yes, random guard.
Okay, you push back and you manage to bustle through the crowds. You get more than a few suspicious looks, but eventually you make it back to the ship and kind of jab Gregor up the gangplank. Ollie's nowhere to be found. It's just all you can see. You can see Dunn on the deck, but other than that, there's no one else around. He goes, "What in the hell have you caught?"
We might need some of your
You
help.
know what? I don't care. I'm taking a nap.
Later.
I'm having a nap.
I would
And he
probably
starts-
advise don't take a nap, Done.
Why is that?
Maybe keep watch. We'll go
Yeah,
back.
I would keep watch and potentially arm yourself just in case.
All right. Well, that's foreboding.
We don't have time for this.
I'll
Set him
get
down.
my axe. And he starts wandering off towards the back of the ship.
We've been here for like 5 minutes. Jesus Lord.
Man, what's going on? What do we do? Like,
Look,
Alright.
let's just take him below and find out whatever he knows, and we'll move on from there.
Yeah, let's put him in the hold.
yeah, let's put him downstairs. We'll tie him up so he can't go anywhere.
All right, so you just jab him downstairs and tie him up against one of the below sections of the mast in the hold. And eventually, he doesn't really tend to resist too much. He's got a bit of a smirk on his face. He goes, "Right, well, you're all royally fucked, ain't ya?
Who did you call? What's the
Oh.
deal with the ring?
Business associate of mine, pal. Don't you worry.
Was it Anne? Or Anna, sorry.
Anna? No. How do you know Anna?
Because we're investigating you, idiot.
All right, tell me about Anna. Seeing as you know so much.
No, I'm asking the questions here, mate.
Right, okay, pal. No, it wasn't Anna. That haughty bent is off in Bricktown, I think.
All right, well, who was it you spoke to then?
Oh, it's just a pal of mine.
I will slip my dagger into his back ever so slightly, just to nick him a little more.
You nick part of his sort of like very tough skin, and a trickle of blood comes out and goes, "Oh, bit lower, pal. Get a scratch out my back, thanks."
I'll jab it in a little deeper.
All right, he goes, you hear like a stifled sort of
We
wince.
can't keep him here.
Look, just what is the Cerulean Dawn, and what do you do with people Why do you recruit these people?
Oh, it's a darts club, pal. We meet up every Thursday. We thought you'd be good at darts. Aye, that's it.
I will say I am pretty good at dance.
Right, then you're in.
All right, tell me all about it.
Oh, there's nothing else to tell.
I'll punch
You
him
get
in
a
the face.
welcome pack. As he said, I oh. All right, no welcome pack for you then. That's just rude.
I can't. This is just me saying this. I can't believe we haven't figured out how to get a hold of Ollie ever.
Yeah, I know.
Oh Lord, we're bad at this.
God. I don't even know what to do.
Yeah, me neither. Fuck.
All right, listen, Gregor. This will go one of two ways. Either you spill your guts, or we'll spill your guts. Hi, how'd you like that?
Right.
God.
And how are you going to justify that to the guards?
Well, we're sentinels. Or they
Right.
might know. They'll
You
never
can't go
find
around
you.
murdering people just because you're sentinels. I'm a respected shipping master in these docks. I'd
Well,
run a
what-
fleet.
What if we tore apart your forge, eh? We would find anything incriminating there.
Now you'd find dick all, mate.
What if we went for a little boat trip out into the middle of the ocean?
Right, do you want to go fishing? What's that about?
Well, we can use you as bait.
All right, yeah. No, that would be great, yeah. Explain to the Magister, who, by the way, might know that you've kidnapped us. And, yeah, no, see what he thinks of that. See if you ever make it out of Daloth. I hear they've got lovely cells in the tower.
All right. Can I like bring the guys like upstairs? We can leave him down.
Yeah,
there.
he's tied to the mast. You check his... No, he's pretty securely tied to
Wait,
the mast.
Can I check his pockets as well?
Yes, you can.
Check him for any other magic.
Make an
rings.
investigation check,
Okay.
as he is squirmy.
An 18.
Okay, you do find a couple of things in his pockets. One appears to just be some sort of like a, how would you say, like a water skin, but it's very small, fits in the palm of your hand, and it appears to contain some sort of white, slightly yellow tinted powder. And in the other pocket, there's simply a lighter that would, to us, resemble something like a Zippo. It's like a rudimentary, like flint striker, but it appears you can smell almost like the paraffin coming off of it.
Well, do you combine this with this?
No. Give it a try, man. Never tried. See what happens.
That means yes.
Hold it up to your head while you do it. Shove it up your ass and then light it. See what happens.
Okay, everyone, come on upstairs for a minute. Come on.
I will go upstairs.
All right, come upstairs. I just don't want him to hear us while we're talking. All right, so go upstairs. I'm assuming you guys are coming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just Coraline like, guys!
Okay, so we're upstairs out of his earshot. What the hell are we gonna do?
I'm sorry, I thought it was the best thing to do. We couldn't have left him in there. Obviously, the Magister was going to come back, and
Yeah, but now we have him here. They're gonna fucking come after us.
I think they were going to come after us anyway. So,
No, because I mean they had nothing to have us on. Now we do.
well, the Magister knew we were Sentinels, didn't he?
Yeah, but he didn't give a shit about what we were doing as long as.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I know, illegally, but legally he couldn't do anything to us. We didn't do
No,
I
it.
don't think these guys have to focus on anything legal right now.
I think the Magister is in on it 100%. I think
Yeah.
he knew
Yeah.
we weren't supposed to show up. He see it himself.
Yeah, but they won't do anything in broad daylight, is what I'm saying. They might do it to us while we're whatever.
mean-
but that doesn't matter. What we do? What are we doing now? We have this guy, and
It's not your tongue's like you're getting so angry.
yeah, she's like, "What's going on?" But yeah, no, like
Oh, great.
we have this guy downstairs, and now we're kidnappers.
Well, look, we need to think about what's the next step of the investigation. We need to find the next lead. I guess.
I don't know if there's going to be a next level of investigation if we don't figure out what to do right now.
Or if we die.
They
Yeah.
throw us in jail. We're screwed regardless.
Oh, bloody hell. I don't know what we could do. Maybe we could search the forge, but we still need to get rid of this. Well, I suppose we could leave him tied.
My issue is if we have Gregor right now, he's gonna obviously tell him that we kidnapped him. We're gonna get in trouble. So what do we do with him?
I mean, I still think the Magister is involved. Like, I
Wait,
think the Magister
Dude, we
knows.
know he's involved. Gregor said he's a member
That's
of
not
the
the problem.
civilian.
We need to do something with Gregor. We can't have him on our ship right now because he is what's tying us. If we get rid of him somehow, then at least they can't pin him on us.
Well, that guard did see us with him, so if he disappears, they'll ask us.
I want to.
This is
At this point, you hear a faint yelling coming from below deck, but it just sounds like, "Hey, hey!" At this point, Dunn sticks his head out of the camera and goes, "You guys are you all right?"
We've been better, Dunn. I'm not gonna lie.
Do I want to know?
No.
Probably not.
All right, see you later. He dips back into the cabin.
Oh, what do we do? What do we do with him? We don't have a lot of time, I imagine.
well,
I
he
don't
he
feel-
called for help as well. But I don't know if he got the message out in time. What if we put his ring on? Maybe we see somewhere else. Or I don't know.
My number one problem right now is us having Gregor.
Yeah, but what do we do with him? We can't let him go.
No.
And honestly, I don't think we could kill him.
We can move him elsewhere.
But where?
How can we move him in a town where we don't know where anything is?
We have a box.
Oh my God, we have a box.
We do have a box.
Connor's like, shit.
we have a box. What if we knock him out? We put him in the box. At least for now, because he's not going to tell us anything anyway.
I agree with the box man. Put him in the box and then stuff that box, like lose it amongst our own cargo, so at least at a passing glance you can't see it. And then, well,
Figure out something after.
yeah, the next step. Yeah, so let's do that first.
Yeah.
I agree, but I just don't see where this is going.
One thing at a time, Derek.
Yeah,
one
we'll figure out what we do after. Right now, we got to figure out what we're gonna do with Gregor before they get here.
I'm not gonna lie, this is how it got us in this mess. It'd be nice to have a
Yeah,
plan.
but we can't let Gregor go. We can't just do nothing about him because if they find him here, we are screwed. We might be screwed
Yes.
anyway, but we're super screwed if he's here.
I agree.
Well, before the party enact their plan, we'll go ahead and take a short break. We'll reconvene in a. Well, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna edit out the videos. Literally doesn't matter. I can say anything right now. Fuck Craig. Yeah, so the party is currently planning to knock out Gregor one arm and stuff him in a box. How we got to this point, I don't know either, but here we are. So take it away, party. Club him, whatever you're doing.
All
I
right.
guess.
Oh.
Is this what we're gonna do?
I mean, can you see any other alternative to this? Genuinely. Because if guards come on the ship, he's going to yell.
Yep.
And they're going to demand to search the hold.
Mhm.
And if he's there, then, we're dead to rights anyway.
Exactly.
We put him in the box.
This is it. This is it. If anybody objects, this is the time.
I think we've drawn ourselves into a corner, unfortunately.
All right.
I mean, the key thing at the moment for me personally is I don't want to leave without Ollie.
yeah, that's
But
what I
as
was
soon
thinking
as
too.
Ollie is back, we leave and we go back to Sentinel Island.
Like
With our
Gregor said,
tails
though.
between our legs because we failed. I don't want to fail our first.
No,
mission.
because
We
they
can
have.
get to the
Because
academy.
I'm sorry, did Harto not cast a very powerful zone of truth on our first day?
What's that got to do with it?
he can
Stick
cast it on
Gregor
what's
in the
his
zone.
Well, I think. Well, that seems a lot. Well,
Worst
Right
case scenario,
now-
first we have to get off Daloth, or at least survive this next
Yeah.
day.
one thing
Yeah.
at a time. One thing
Okay.
at a time.
So time to knock him out, yeah?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna get out my warhammer.
Oh my god. Loren, I'm just gonna remind you,
I'm
what was the
not
last
gonna
time
hit
that
him
you...
with
Divine
the
smite.
hit end. I'm going to hit him with the hilt.
Okay, alright.
The pommel.
Flap him.
So I'm gonna go downstairs.
Alright.
Coraline
Right,
slips,
you're
Gregor
back.
explodes.
Finally, you've come to your senses. Let us go and maybe you'll live.
One can only hope. I wind up and I smack him on the side of the head.
As you're bringing it down, he just goes, "Is that my?"
Hey, wait a second. Oh.
You now have an unconscious dwarf tied to the mast.
All right, where's the box? Guys, bring the box down here because we don't want it to like be on top of the ship.
All right, we'll bring the box down.
All right, you barely managed to fit it down the stairwell below deck, but you eventually managed to struggle it down there, and the large iron box is it's there.
What are Dunn and the rest of the crew doing at this point?
You're not sure where the other two members of the crew are. Dunn's just in the cabin upstairs, to the best of your knowledge.
Okay.
Okay, so let's put him in the box, close the box, and then we can put crap around it.
We should put at least a water skin or something in the box. He might be in there for a while, and we don't want the poor fella to die, and it would be a bit of a horrible death, I think.
All right, fair enough. All right, we'll throw a water skin in there, and then we'll close it. We'll put like a bunch of crates and stuff around it to make it look like it's part of the cargo.
Right.
Well, job done.
When you return above deck, you see Ollie just climbing his way up the gangplank on the side of the ship. He goes, "All right, what do you lot see? What have you done?"
Ollie, okay. Okay, so how Sentinels? What's the general local law enforcement like with Sentinels? How much free reign do we have to do things?
In Daloth?
Yeah.
Well, they can't really imprison us, but
Good.
they put us in the prison of the mind. There's so much bloody paperwork to swim through. You'll be lucky if you see field work for the next 6 months if you do something here.
Okay. Okay. What about kidnapping?
Sorry, what?
So things escalated.
Well, yeah, I might have. Yeah.
Remember
Wait,
how well
no, wait. What did you do? You might have what?
Oh, you first.
So you know Gregor?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the box.
Oh. How did that happen?
So we went and he was clearly a bit perplexed that we'd survived. Basically, apparently we were on a list that said interesting targets.
I've got a copy of that list actually.
Okay, so basically we're on that list. He was very curious. Then the Magister turned up to politely inform him
to take care of us.
To take care of us very well. He then proceeded to put on the same, a less intricate ring compared to the one that old Stephen had.
Yeah.
And
yeah, the
yelled,
Magister had one of those as well.
Yep, and yelled, "They're here! They're here! They know we're here. We've been found." And then I wrestled it off him, and then we kidnapped him.
Yeah, you see, I was in the Magister's office when he returned from chatting to you lot, apparently, and he also went for a ring on his table. And, yeah, well, let's just say that shortly after beginning to ask for help, he had a terrible accident in which he fell backwards onto a ceremonial sword in his office.
Oh,
So,
that's too bad.
really
You hate
tragic.
to see it happen.
Yeah, I think his head hit the desk a few dozen times as well. But
God.
it seems like somebody might know we're here.
Did you find out what CD stands for?
No.
Have you ever heard of Cerulean
Cerulean
Dawn?
Can't say I have.
CD, Cerulean Dawn.
Yep,
That's-
I reached that myself, Coraline. Thank you.
I know. I'm just telling Justice. Like,
Uh,
that's obviously what it is.
I know.
hmm.
I was what?
Hey, let me have a look at this. Let me have a look at this, Gregor.
Take
Okay.
him downstairs.
He's
Yeah.
knocked out right now.
Well, all the better. All right, so what are you guys doing?
I guess
So
we'll
just
we'll
go in.
go show him where
Okay,
he
so
is.
you so you guys take me downstairs and you managed to heave open the massive iron lid of this huge coffin-like box, and as Ollie looks down, you see his eyebrows raise. He goes, "That's not Gregor Woodarm. That is Conrad Blackforge."
Write that name down.
I knew it.
And
I mean, I
and
guess he's not the only one using aliases.
And he would be.
Old pal of mine. Old pal of Mortis's as well. This ain't
Said
good.
Conrad Blackforge.
Yeah, one of the greatest smiths of our time, I reckon. Although you won't find him in any of Longold's records. They expunged him when he, turned his back on the well-being of his fellow man. Ever since I've seen, he's been forging for all sorts of dark powers and unlocking all kinds of terrible artifacts. I've always known him with Mortis, but things he knows, I think he's been around a lot longer than that.
So it was a good thing we kidnapped him?
Well, I think good is relative in our situation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than not
Tipping
kidnapping
him
him,
off.
maybe.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to
He
figure
was.
out what to do.
Yeah, he was definitely. He's basically assured all of us that we're all going to die in pretty horrid ways. So
You see,
Yeah.
Conrad's an extremely talented blacksmith, but the thing with him is, he's very hot-headed. I mean, he's got 2 arms. Bit of a
Yeah.
shit alias. Which makes me wonder, what happened to the real Gregor One Arm?
yeah,
Well, at least we got names, and now we got one of their probably quite valuable assets. So you might want to try have another chat with him.
Well, he was very reluctant to talk to us the
But
first
now we know his real name. Maybe he'll be a bit more vocal. I mean,
do you think it's wise to try and interrogate him here, or should we sail out a bit?
Oh, I think
Well, now that the Magister's dead, we
we'll
don't
be
have to worry
fine
about
here,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
Look,
Okay.
the guards saw me walk out plain as day. I think I got a bit of a nod from one of them, so...
They saw us walk out as well, so
This
yeah.
is,
I handled it.
You did.
I'm
you
sure
did.
you did, Oz, but this is a highly political place. I think assassinations are one of the main ways to get ahead in your career, so I wouldn't worry about it. I don't think we'll be bothered. The thing that does concern me is who is he talking to? And
Yeah.
who does this talk to? And he flashes out of his pocket another one of the rings.
So now we have 3 rings.
Certainly seems that way.
I'd be interested to know if they all talk to the same person or are all separate people.
Well,
Oh,
when
yeah.
we mentioned Anna to what's his face, he said that that's not who he was talking to.
Well,
He
there's
did
our
know
answer.
her.
He did know her, but it's not who his contact was.
I mean, sending magic is pretty common. I've got some stones to communicate with Harto and Qatar, but I've never seen anything make someone go invisible like that.
Let's talk to Mr. Blackforge then, see if we can get some information out of him.
All right.
Well,
Well,
we gotta wait till he wakes up, I guess.
I'll
you
dump
can
his
just-
water skin all over his face.
I'm gonna stay above board if you don't mind.
Sure.
Me and him, you might recognize me.
I figured.
Fair.
All right.
let's do it then. Let's get the box out.
Can we tie him back up before we do?
Yes. I think he'd still be tied up, just not tied to something.
I assumed that you kept his hands tied.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'd say.
Not just sitting down, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll tie him back up to like a post.
Okay, you tie him to the mast again, and splash the water on his face.
Flash.
Wake up.
Oh, right. Thanks for the nap. My boxes are very comfortable.
Wait, so you built that?
Of course. I build all my own shipping supplies.
Is this sorry, never mind.
I suppose we should have expected that from someone who is a blacksmith.
Well, hey, you saw my forges.
Hmm.
Why do they call you Gregor One Arm? You have
Oh,
two.
it's named after my dad. He had one. It's a family name.
Shouldn't it be Gregor One Arm the Second then?
No, it'd be One Armston. But I'm not from Longhold. My parents moved out of there a long time ago.
No, you're definitely not from Longhold.
Not anymore, anyway.
Alright.
Hmm.
Right, well, this has been
We know
lovely.
who you are. We know who you are, Conrad.
Conrad? No, my name's Gregor.
Yeah, shut up. You're a wanted man, and we can take you into custody, and, well, that'd be the end of your days. So...
Oh, would it now?
Well, I think so. What do you know to tell me otherwise?
Oh, and all sorts, mate. Look. What do you want?
Information!
You were about to tell us a
Alright.
lot about the Cerulean Dawn before the Magister decided to interrupt, shall we say.
All right, you're interested in information. Well, perhaps there's salvation for you yet. So, what do you think about the balance of power in the world?
With regards to
Everything.
Alvia?
You're working on orders, right? All you've been told to be here.
Aren't everybody told to do something at some point? That's just a thing.
Oh, of course, but... Well... Why you?
You know what we are.
Ugh. I mean, why are you taking orders? You're...
So you
You're
mean
all
in a
powerful.
philosophical sense? Why are
Aye,
we...
that's it. Aye.
Well,
You're all powerful. Why are you taking orders?
Why? So are you? Why are you taking orders?
I'm not, pal.
But you are.
No, I'm working with people. People who need my skills. Aye, I put up with a couple of them thinking they're fancy and all that, but we're all working for a similar goal.
Yeah, and what's that gonna accomplish? What's your goal?
Well, imagine a world ruled by those who can actually rule. No more haughty magisters or false kings or corrupt emperors. Those who have true ability will rule fairly and justly, looking after those who can't.
And who gets to decide what is just?
The strong. Who better to protect the weak?
I believe history would argue against the strong protecting the weak.
Oh, aye. And why's that?
Why have wars been fought?
For money. All sorts of crap like that.
Because the strong think they can take it from the weak.
And they do. Who wins the wars?
Yeah, the strong. Your entire argument is a false premise.
How?
Because you're saying the strong would protect the weak. Clearly, history dictates that does not happen.
Right.
I think
They're
it might be.
corrupt.
I think it might be getting a bit too philosophical. I can see your point of view, Conrad. I'm quite a free-spirited person, and I hate people telling me what to do.
Exactly, pal. But imagine if those, and he wiggles his finger at you, well, he tries, he sort of nudges his shoulder at you, addresses says, imagine if those in power, the strong, knew that they could rule. And I mean rule justly. The common man, he doesn't need to rule. He needs a guiding hand.
And you think your organization can bring that?
Look,
Your rebellion.
Adrastus thinks he's being smart, telling me that man will always go after money or not rule fairly. That's because man shouldn't rule.
So who should rule then?
Higher beings.
Well, like gods?
Close to, but not quite. I've said enough. You should
Well,
all think about your allegiances.
How do you hope to bring about this change, though?
Oh, we've got some of what we need. And we're closer to some of it than we think. I can't tell you everything, though.
Well, what exactly is Cerulean Dawn? I mean, what is Cerulia? Is it a place? Is it a person?
Cerulean's a color, pal.
It is a color, yes.
Is it? Okay.
Oh dear.
Pokemon. Hey.
It is. I think it was a color before that, but.
Yeah, there is.
like, look. That box. That was meant to kill yous. Because, well, truly I don't know. You're you must have done something, but you've tasted a little bit of our power. Imagine what a whole lot more can do, and we're getting closer.
Closer to what?
To our goal. And he grins. This big grin at you. That was nothing compared to what we can do, what I know we can do if we get what we need.
You'll never get what you need.
Oh, and what's that? How do you know
Because
that?
there'll be people to stop you. People aren't just going to let you take what you want.
And at this, you see his face get a little bit red. He kind of furrows his brow and he goes, "Oh, they're not, are they? And you know that."
Well, we just stopped you, didn't we?
Oh, aye. Very smart. Aye, you got me down here. Well done. Do you even know who's on their way?
Nobody.
Oh, really?
Nobody's on their way for you.
Let me remind you of a little detail that you might have forgot. You gave the name of your ship on that contract, didn't you?
Ship names are easily changed.
Aye. Alright, yeah. Well, then let's just sit tight. We'll see what happens.
Do we need anything else from him?
Back in the box, I guess.
Alright. Wait. Don't put me back in the box. Right,
This time
what do you want
Give
to
me
know?
one good reason why I shouldn't put you back in the box.
That's my hammer.
Yeah, you made this?
Possession is 9/10 of the law.
Aye, well. What do you want to know?
What are you looking for? You say we almost have what we need. What do you need?
We need to find where we need to be. And we need to find more. We're searching, you see.
Searching for people or more of whatever it is that you're looking for? Or both?
More of what we need.
Have you ever thought about becoming a poet?
Oh, aye.
You talk a lot in metaphors for someone who's about to go in a giant box.
Right. I won't be in the box very long.
Out of interest, Gregor, are your boxes airtight?
No.
That's lucky.
Why are you gonna kill us?
That just means you can actually stay alive in the box.
Alright. You're just gonna threaten us with being put in a box. You think I haven't had worse?
Can I smack him now?
It's not really a threat,
Yeah,
it's
you can
more
hit
of a
him if you
promise,
want.
to be honest.
I'm
Good
looking
roll.
to the others. I'm just like,
Not getting anywhere with this.
Yeah.
boom.
Alright. You knock him out.
I did. I think.
Back in the
He's
box,
gonna,
I
have
guess.
he's gonna have a mean concussion once this is done.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
gonna have a compound headache right now.
All right, so he go back in the box.
Yeah, we will place him in the box.
Alright. You put him back in the
Alright,
box?
Head back upstairs to see Ollie.
Alright. Ollie's just leaning against one of the railings, looking at you coming up the stairs.
Your job is to listen. Did you hear that?
No. Thought I'd give you a little bit of privacy with him. I don't really want to hear what he's got to say anyway.
Okay. Anyone want to fill him in? I don't
Tell me,
really have energy.
did he tell you anything about how he came to be here?
No.
Well, that is most perplexing.
Where was his last known location?
Well, you see, this is the thing, and forgive me for not wanting to taint your investigation before you went and spoke to him, but the last known sighting of Conrad Blackforge was 7 years ago when I killed him.
From
Yeah.
a Jonathan perspective, I knew it.
Apparently, he didn't kill him hard enough.
Apparently not. More importantly, that means what the hell kind of magic are these people using?
Now, Ollie, one of the things he did say was he was talking so much about, a higher power being the person, the thing that kind of foresees all things that adjust. Maybe he sought a higher power.
They're basically talking about a revolution.
Did he say anything about this higher power?
He said man does not deserve to rule man.
And at this, Ollie's face begins to take a slightly sterner look as the color drains from it slightly, and he goes, "Did he mention Mortis in any of this?"
He didn't, but I can surmise some things.
Go ahead.
You mentioned when you initially encountered Mortis, he was in the Sundered Lands looking to essentially rule over a clan.
No, he tried taking the clan for himself in Okrajan because he wanted to go up into the Sundered Lands. He'd been up there quite a bit actually, rummaging around all sorts of things that he shouldn't.
Do you know what his purpose has been? Like what was his reason for doing for his actions? What is he attempting to achieve?
Well, his Sunderland expeditions. He said that he always used to brag, Mortis. He liked taunting us, I think. He always used to say that, he found something. And that something was gonna link to this higher power. Now, I ain't sure what that is, but if Conrad's in on it and back, I don't know how that would happen.
He has a lot of faith in whatever it is.
Yeah.
He just said they need more of what they need more of what they need.
Right. Did you ask him about the old, dragon in a box trick?
Oh, but he said he's the one who made the box. And my Warhammer.
Yep.
Also, Ollie, just before we forget, is it possible to change the name of the ship just in case?
Yeah, of course
Oh,
not.
I see.
What do you want the name to be?
God damn it.
Well, I came up with the last one, and no one seemed to like that, so...
The Lady's Jewel.
There you go.
All right. And he just goes up and leans over the side and waves his hand, and you see the name re-script itself into the Lady's Jewel.
And can you do it here too? And I'll hand him the deed just to make sure it all
Oh, yeah.
matches.
He waves his hand over there. He's like, yep. There you go.
Just want to be extra careful.
I just don't know what our next step is. What do we do now?
Did you have much of a rummage in that warehouse of Conrad's?
Didn't
We were in
really
a little
have
bit of
the
a
time.
rush.
We ran pretty quickly.
I'm reluctant to go back there just because he might have gotten a message out and there might be people there waiting for us, but I suppose we could go and check it out.
I think you probably should.
Yeah. He did say you have no idea what's coming for you, which to me implies something worse than potentially Mortis.
Oh, I think you might
Maybe
eat
not,
those
but-
words in time, my friend. Mortis himself wouldn't bother with anything like this. He was always
Okay.
all about delegation,
I think
we'll
worse
call it.
than the worm. Like
Yeah.
worse than the dragon.
That worm's troubling me. You don't really unleash those as a typical weapon, do you?
No.
How many more they got?
I was gonna say, what else can they put into box jewel form?
Well, I found in that warehouse. I'm off. And he puts his hood up and starts walking down towards below deck.
We'll let him take care of that.
Yep.
We should probably be quick about this if we're gonna go back to the warehouse.
Yeah, let's make haste.
Yeah.
Make haste.
Alright, and as the party make haste towards the warehouse, that's where we'll end it for tonight.
Bugger.
No warehouse for you. So thanks so much for listening, and we'll be back in 2 weeks' time, of course, and we'll see how fucked the party are.